One half of getting new coordinators done. You can check OC off the list. You're rocking and rolling right now on a Friday. Hottest show in these streets. Talking the Alabama football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Welcome in, welcome in. Come on in here. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio. As always, we're bringing you the show. Magic City of Birmingham. Streaming it to you on YouTube. Speaking of the channel, I shouldn't have to say this. You know this. Hit that subscribe button right now. Stop what you're doing. Smash that subscribe button and let us know you in the building. You here? You're rocking with us. Giving you all things Bama football. Also, hit that like button. Smash the like button. Tap that like button one time. Show us the love right there also. Trying to hit this thing 50 likes out the gate to start the show here. All donations welcome and appreciate it. That daily super chat go $75 daily. That's $100 daily super chat go $100 right there. Appreciate you. Brian Watson getting us started with that $4.99 in the super chats. Appreciate Brian Watson. Dancing Stephen up that also getting us going today. We got a lot to get into, folks. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to get into. Get in while the getting's good. We want to hear from you. You got thoughts, you got questions, you got opinions, you got dialogue, you got conversation. 205-448-1358. Number right there is to call. Let all of that be made known. 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. But Eli, let's get it popping right here. Topic number one of the conversation, the offensive coordinator found. We can check that off the list. Alabama's got it. Nick Saban has brought it in. And the name that got the job came from absolute nowhere. I mean, the names that were talked about, Jeff Levy, Joe Brady, among others. But the name that ended up getting the job came completely out of left field. And when the name was first announced, everybody was freaking out, going, are you kidding me, Nick Saban? Coach, what are you doing? I mean, O'Brien was already bad enough, and now this guy, like Nick, what the heck? Like, what is you doing? I mean, me personally, Eli, I fell victim to. It was raining outside. I almost walked outside my house and screamed at the neighbors to come to check on me. But the moment when I backed away from my computer, I took a walk in the kitchen, and I started putting together some contextual numbers. I'm like, okay, hold on. This is not as bad as what people are making it out to be. The guy is actually pretty good. Guy is actually really good. Guy is actually what Nick Saban needs right now. No, he's not the sexy name, the top-of-the-line name that we've all grown accustomed, like the Kiffins and the Sarkisians. But this dude is literally what Alabama needs right now, especially when you talk about next season. And the name I'm referring to is Tommy Rees. It's the OC for Alabama. Tommy Rees, 30 years old, coming over from Notre Dame, spent the last 6 years, 2017 to this past season, as the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Fighting Irish under Brian Kelly. Tommy Rees played quarterback at Notre Dame from 2010 to 2013. He was the backup quarterback behind Everett Golson in the 2012 national championship run there for the Irish. They got to the BCS title game before they got smacked by Nick Saban and Alabama in that matchup. But Tommy Rees is the guy. This is the name hire made. According to multiple reports, Rees emerged Wednesday as the top candidate, had a Zoom call with Coach Saban, Zoom meeting. And then Thursday, Saban flew him into Tuscaloosa to have that meeting. An offer was put on the table in the range of $2 million. And, Tommy Rees took the offer, took the money, will be the offensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide. And for me, like I mentioned, Saban gets his guy. Saban gets a guy that he feels like this is where we need to go. And I feel like Tommy Rees, he meets what Saban wants as an offensive play caller and even more so a quarterback developer. I feel like there are three things that you need if you're trying to be a real deal OC, regardless of your age, regardless of whatever conference you coach in. Three things you need. Number one, you better be able to develop a quarterback. And that's freshman recruit or getting a guy out the transfer portal. You got to be able to develop a quarterback. That's number one. Number two, you got to be able to have schemes, formations, play calling, design that can beat whatever a defense is throwing at you. Whether it's man coverage, zone coverage, pressure packages, you got to have plays, schemes, systems, formations that can beat whatever a defense is throwing at you. And then number three, you got to be able to change and adjust on the fly. You can't be set in your ways, Bill O'Brien. You got to be able to change and adjust on the fly. And all three of these things, Tommy Rees does. You look at number one, Tommy Rees can develop a quarterback, people. As you're seeing the list is on screen. Tommy Rees can develop a quarterback. At Notre Dame, he took Ian Book from bare bones. Took Ian Book from the bottom, the mud, from nothing. And made Ian Book an NFL draft pick. Got taken in the 4th round by the New Orleans Saints. Now, am I saying that Ian Book is the best thing since sliced bread? No. What I am saying is, he took him from literally nothing, developed him from ground zero to an NFL draft pick. Tommy Rees did that. Then, he took a transfer and Jack Cohn from Wisconsin and elevated him. Tommy Rees can develop a quarterback. Number two, when you look at the offenses that Notre Dame ran. Tommy Rees creative, innovative, a lot of movement, motion, shifts, a lot of running to set up the deep shot play action pass game that you as fans enjoyed under Lane Kiffin. Tommy Rees can do a little bit of that too. And I go back to a lot of the stuff he was calling at Notre Dame. The only reason why some of those plays did not work, players didn't execute it all the way through. But if you look at the intent of the play, it would have worked if it would have been executed all the way through. And so he's got the play calling thing going there. And then number three, his ability to change and adjust on the fly. If something's not working, Tommy Rees will change it. He will bark. He's kind of feisty about it. He will get it changed. He'll get it fixed. He'll get it adjusted. He'll go to something different versus what we saw the last 2 years under Bill O'Brien at 53 years of age when something didn't work the first time. He just kept trying to pound through it and keep trying it. No. With Tommy Rees, it don't work the first time. Let's switch it out, change to something else. We'll come back to that down the line, but let's get to something that works. That's what Tommy Rees does. He can develop a quarterback, got offensive philosophy, sophistication, creativity, innovation there, and he's not afraid, young enough to where he's not afraid to change, alter, adjust on the fly there. And not just with Ian Book and Jack Cohn, but his offenses, they were able to run the football at Notre Dame. Josh Adams was a 1,400-yard back. Kyron Williams was a two-time 1,000-plus yard running back. And then you want receivers. He did have Chase Claypool as a tight end, produced him to be a second-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Tommy Rees knows how to get talent to kind of do, what it does. And the big thing about this hire is you have an unproven quarterback right now. When you look at Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe didn't do a whole lot of passing last year. Ty Simpson didn't play much at all. So you got an unproven quarterback. So if Tommy Rees can take Ian Book and Jack Cohn and deal what he did with those two, you give Tommy Rees a 4-star athletic freak of nature and Jalen Milroe. You give Tommy Rees a 5-star guy that can thread the needle, got some mobility, and Ty Simpson. Rees will be able to make this work. I think he'll be able to make this work. And for the first time in a while, Coach Saban is able, with this hire of Rees, to do what he wants to do. He's been talking for a minute. I kind of want to get back to leaning on my run game, leaning on my offensive line, wearing guys down, having a physical elite defense, which hopefully the defensive coordinator, that'll get announced soon also, but physical run game, lean into it. Lean into my offensive line. Control the clock. Bully teams down. Quarterback, manage what's going on. Saban's been wanting to get back to that style for a minute and hasn't been able to, just due to when you've got proven quarterback in Tua, proven guy in Mac Jones, proven guy in Bryce Young, you're not able to kind of have that style. Now, you're back in a quarterback situation where it's, well, who's going to be my guy? Between Simpson and Milroe, who's going to be my guy? So now, with Tommy Rees, you can lean into your run game because you're going to have the offensive lineman to do it. You're going to have the backs to do it. You can lean into your physicality now. You get the defensive coordinator to hit. Now you got the defense that's shutting people down again. You can lean into the physicality even more, which that allows Tommy Rees taking the time there with the quarterback. Quarterback can manage things. You do have Will Reichert back, so you got the kicker that can give you an automatic 3 points there. Saban can get back to the style that he's been wanting to transition back to. And he gets this with Tommy Rees. Rees also young enough at 30 years old to relate to these players, provide some energy, provide motivation. Like I said, we'll bark at guys, get on the guys, get in the guys' grill if stuff is not done correctly. He's also young enough to where he may not be poached away quickly. You can maybe get 3 to 4, 5 years out of Tommy Rees. Maybe. You could probably get multiple years out of him. But to me, after going back and looking at this contextually, it's not bad. It's not as far-fetched as what we all originally thought. No, he's not the Kiffin. No, he's not the Sarkisian. But he's exactly what Saban needs right now. Saban's got his guy in Tommy Rees. We're going to see how this unfolds here. But we go to our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines, we grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. What's your opinion on Bama's new OC? We'll get to you guys after this.
Nine players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, folks, it's Friday. We're back into the action. From the break, hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, TDA. Appreciate you guys. Guys, shout out my man Bill. Bill from New York, that 501 in the Super Chats. Appreciate my man Bill. Howard Pickens dropping in that $10 donation. Thanks, Howard. Appreciate you. And then Ty Alexander with that $9.99. Dropping that love in here. Dancing, Stephen, appreciating all of you. He's getting down to business right now. That daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. Continue to tap that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Make this your network to Talk Bama. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Now to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feeling, state your name, and where you calling from?
Stephen, Bill from New York. How are you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. And yourself, Bill?
Well, all right. I mean, it's going to be 4 degrees out here tonight. Fahrenheit. But you know what? God gave me a roof over my head and food to eat, and I pray for the people, that nobody freezes, Want to talk a little about this guy, Rees, but very little, because I'm not qualified to make a pertinent remark about him one way or the other. I don't watch a lot of Notre Dame football, but I read something interesting, that he was on the 2013 team, the Notre Dame team that we beat. So what I want to say about that is I'm glad he didn't get on the field, and I'm glad he didn't, because he would have got beaten within an inch of his life like the rest of that team, wouldn't he? He just would have got destroyed like everybody else, So next, I want to talk a little about the Eagles, and that'll be it. I'll start with Josh Jobe. I think that guy was a big playmaker for Bama. I think he was hurt a lot, or at least a few times, and I think he would have went further. I think he's going to be a fine NFL player. Jalen Hurts is probably the classiest guy who ever had a football in his hand, the way he took being taken out and everything, just pure class. Landon Dickerson is a flat-out beast. If you've seen any of those replays, you watch those replays on those 4th and 1 and all these short yardage situations, he crushes people. That man crushed, and he put on muscle since he left Alabama. He's on his way, in my opinion, to being the best guard in the NFL. And my man Devontae, let me tell you, he did an interview, and he was talking about, you're always happy after you win. And he said that and that's because, and he's the way he is because of Bama. That's what he said. And he is like the most calm guy in the United States. Man, I wish I could be calm like him. You know what I mean? I can't do it. But they're just complete gentlemen, great guys, and I hope they beat Kansas City. I had enough of Kansas City, please. We got these Bama guys. I'll be as proud of them as I could possibly be, but I don't want to hog the line, Steven. What do you think?
Man, I'm looking forward, Bill, to the Super Bowl. I want the Eagles to win, too. I want it for Jalen. I want it for Smitty, for Joe, and Dickerson, all of those guys. They all are on this team. They're all playing well. Get it for the 4 Bama guys in the room. Absolutely. Get it for the 4 Bama guys. And I appreciate my man Bill from New York calling in right there, getting this started on a Friday. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing, Steven? My name is Danny. I'm calling from Tuscaloosa.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Doing good, man. I know a lot of people criticizing Rees right now, especially a lot of Bama fans. I know talking about, oh, man, this guy don't know about this. Nick Saban, he might have made a mistake. I'm like, dude, the guy barely even came yet. Like, how do you know? I watched Notre Dame, and the way he calls offense, with a lot of jet motions and RPOs, that's what Bama needs. Because when Alabama had Lane Kiffin, we was running a lot of jet motions, making the defense think like, okay, who's getting the ball, the wide receiver or the running back? And then sometimes Jalen would take the ball. And that's what Bama really needs, because that was our pedigree for getting to the national championship.
Oh, absolutely. And then you look at what he did. Notre Dame just doesn't recruit a whole bunch of talent. It's very hard to get kids to go to Notre Dame. So you get what you get. And with what he got, and you're able to take that to a few college football playoff appearances, you got to be pretty darn good at your job to take what you took at Notre Dame and get it to a couple of CFP appearances.
Yes, sir. That's what I wanted to say about that, because I was just listening to a lot of Bama fans criticizing. And then I was telling them, like, you guys want to build going. All right, we got him going. Now we got a new OC. Now you talking about, oh, I don't know about this guy. I don't think Saban should have got him. I'm like, oh, my gosh, man. Like, don't knock it before you try it.
All I'm gonna say is this. I know for a lot of people, we become used to the big, big, big name. And if it's not the name that's jumping from the rooftop, then, okay, this is not what's needed. But I personally remember when Lane Kiffin came and folks was like, no, he crazy. He controversial. Don't bring that joke in here. Well, that joker got you a national championship. Then folks said, when Sarkisian messed with the alcohol bottle. We can't have that. Sarkisian got you a Heisman winner and a national championship. So when let Rees come in, let's see what Rees does.
I mean, you can't keep getting the old heads forever. You got to get some young guys now, because these guys probably going to be coaching for the next probably, 3 or 4 years. You never know.
You never know. But if Coach Saban saw need to, hey, this is my guy, let's get him in here, we're going to see how this turns out. The one thing we do know, Tommy Rees can take a quarterback from nothing and put him in the NFL. He did this with Ian Book. Let's see what he can do and work with Todd Simpson or Jalen Milroe. But appreciate that call coming in right there, my man, out of Tuscaloosa to the show. We grabbed this one. You're live on the show. What's happening? What's going on? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven. How you, my man? This is Noah from Homeacre. How you?
Doing good, man, and yourself?
I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Happy Friday to you, my bud.
Hey, man, doing fantastic, man. Doing great. Getting a chance to talk some Bama football. And
yeah.
Looking at Tommy Rees, the new OC.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm watching you on live right now, bub. I hear about you talking about Will Walker. Is he coming back or not?
Reichert's back. He'll be back for his 5th year as a kicker. He's back.
Can I ask you one more question, Steven, okay?
Go ahead.
My friend, her name's Alexis Anderson. She's from down there. I tell her I might be down there and play football for y'all. I hope I get down there.
Well, hey man, if you can play, man, go and give Coach Saban a call if you can play. Appreciate my man calling in right there. If you can play, if you could play, you could definitely play. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But appreciate that call right there. 205-448-1358 for number to call in. Let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. Like I said, Eli, like everybody else, because I'm guilty of it too. I'll point the arrow at myself. When the news first came about Tommy Rees, I was like, are you kidding me? But the more I've looked at it, and the more I've sat down and really dug inside some plays, some statistical information, some numbers here, I'm like, you know what? This is not terrible. This is not bad. Like this can be really, really, really useful. Because to me, honestly, whoever the OC is, they're going to have all the talent to work with. The main thing is the defensive coordinator. That's the hire. That's the hire right there. But I'm like, hey, this has got to be right. Defensive coordinator. That's the hire. Everybody with bated breath. That's the hire. And trying to get back to being physical, bad Bama football. But we grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steven, this is Mike from Prattville, Alabama, man. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, Mike, and yourself?
Hey, man, I can't complain. It's going to be a good day. this Rees cat, I don't know too much about him. Got to do some more research. I think I say that every time I come in, but Saban's been wanting to go to the tight end function for quite a few years, and I think this guy does a lot of good with that stuff. Plus, with Eric Wolford being our O-line coach, don't you think this helps this young guy out a pretty good bit too?
Mike, absolutely. Absolutely. Tommy Rees ran a lot of two tight end looks at Notre Dame. He put a tight end in the NFL draft in Chase Claypool. And I think the combination of him with Eric Wolford, you're going to see a lot more. We're going to go back to having that unbalanced line look. Remember the unbalanced line that Bama had back in 2012 and 2015 where you had an extra lineman to get a push, whether it's a run play or in play action, just at that unbalanced line? We may go back to seeing quite a bit of that. But the one thing about Tommy Rees is he's going to run the football a lot. He's going to set up play action pass. He's got a very diverse route tree to where these receivers are getting open quickly. You didn't see a whole bunch of receivers getting open under Bill O'Brien. You're going to see more receivers getting open here under Tommy Rees. And the best thing about this is if something doesn't work, he's not afraid to change quickly.
That's right. I agree. I think it's a good hire. I think it's way out of left field, and I don't think anybody's seen it. I know I didn't. I didn't have a clue.
Mike, I'm telling you, nobody didn't. The names that were out there were the usuals, the Jeff Lebbys, the Joe Bradys. Somebody had Dan Mullen's name out there before he pulled his name out. Cliff Kingsbury was a thought. There were several names that normally you would see out there, and then at the last minute, Tommy Rees, it was a curveball that came out of nowhere, but when you actually dive into it, it's okay, I can see why Saban would pull that. This does make some sense.
I agree wholeheartedly. I appreciate you taking my call, Stephen. Thank you. Roll Tide, everybody.
Absolutely. Mike from Prattville calling in. Appreciate him adding his taste there to the show. And 205-448-1358, number to call in. Let your voice be heard here, 205-448-1358. Well, Elon, our call topic is one that changes the game. Alabama taking over NIL with Yay Alabama. The fight song has become the biggest, most creative NIL form I've ever seen. There's a video on social media about how Yay Alabama, they've got the fans involved, it's got the Bama legends involved, it's got sponsors, donors involved, everybody's involved here in trying to help student athletes generate from their name, image, and likeness ways to where fans can communicate and interact with athletes. It's something special. And the whole athletic department is all in on this Yay Alabama NIL venture. Folks, Saban tried to warn the league. If you play hardball with this NIL, Bama got that juice, right? Bama got that sauce, right? Bama got that swag. If you want to play hardball, we'll do it, and we'll do it better than you. We will make ours way more attractive than yours to where a player, a recruit can't possibly turn it down. Remember when, Texas A&M had that number one class for 2022? Got it all with NIL money? And everybody kept saying, NIL is going to break Coach Saban. Jimbo Fisher's outdoing him. Nick Saban goes, okay. Watch this. And now, this Yay Alabama NIL venture, it's putting all the pressure in the world on college football. Saban loves to outdo himself. He loves to prove himself right, to prove doubters wrong, and to outperform himself. You give him a chance to do all three, he gonna take that. Guys, shout out Real Talk with that 20. $1 donation. Appreciate the love there from Real Talk Dancing. Steven does also, as he's getting down to business right there. We're going to take a break right here, folks. Don't touch that down. When we get back, a name is out of the running for Alabama's open defensive coordinator spot. We'll talk about the name and the candidates Bama could turn to for that spot. We'll get to it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Friday. I got Eli Walker behind the scenes producing the show. Continue tapping that like button. Give us that thumbs up right there. Raise those like levels up. Make this your show. Network, platform, channel, space for Alabama football. Continue dropping that love in the hat there in terms of donations, super chats. All donations welcome and appreciated right here. But Eli, from offensive coordinator to the defensive coordinator position, the spot that more important, gotta have that defense right. Gotta have that side of the ball playing to an elite level, an elite standard, harassing quarterbacks, stuffing running backs, not giving up points, not giving up a whole bunch of yards. Gotta have that defense. That still wins championships, right? Gotta have that defense in order. And even though Coach Saban has not hired the DC yet, one name is out of the running for DC, and that name is Todd Grantham. He's out. The former Alabama analyst is heading back to the NFL to join the New Orleans Saints. News reported today by ESPN's Chris Lowe, and every Bama fan was like, praise Jesus. Like every Alabama fan was like, I don't even attend church, but thank God that happened. But Todd Grantham going back to the NFL. He is out of the running for the DC spot. And what's crazy was his name was rumored a lot to be the guy that would replace Pete Golding as the defensive coordinator. But that did not happen. That did not come to fruition. Todd Grantham heading back to the NFL to be an assistant here for the New Orleans Saints. So where does Saban go to? What's the move? Who's still in the running for DC? Well, still your usual suspects and a surprise name if Alabama looks at the surprise name. The usual suspects, of course, Jimmy Pruitt, definitely. Glenn Schumann of Georgia, definitely. Jimmy Lake, formerly of Washington, yes. And the surprise name, going back to the episode of the Bama Standard, my guy Marvin Constant, former Bama legend, he threw in Deshae Townsend, former Alabama defensive back, a 3-time All-SEC selection from 1995, 96, 97. Played 13 years in the NFL, 2-time Super Bowl champion for the Pittsburgh Steelers, played all 5 positions in the defensive secondary, and knows defense and knows how to manipulate and confuse offenses forwards, backwards, and sideways. The guy is a wealth of football, Deshae Townsend is. He's currently the defensive backs coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Though if Nick Saban felt like, hey, be a good move, Deshae Townsend would be the interesting wrinkle there. But Your three main names, Jeremy Pruitt, Lynn Schumann, and Jimmy Lake. With Jeremy Pruitt being the most popular name, he's still the name that people are expecting to come in and run the defense. Now, half the people I'm hearing from are saying Pruitt's coming as the DC. The other half saying Pruitt's coming as an analyst. Pruitt does not necessarily want to be an analyst. He kind of wants to be the DC. We're going to see how this rolls, man. You get Pruitt as DC, you get Pruitt. Not Glenn Schumann, go at it. Jimmy Lake, go at it. Or Deshae Towson, give the wild card a spin. Either one of those be good. But the news of the day, Todd Grantham out of the running. He is out of it. Heading to the NFL to be the defensive assistant for the New Orleans Saints. We're going to go to another break here, folks. Don't touch that dial, people. When we get back, we return to the phone lines. We take your calls. We take your conversations. Light us up in the phone line on a Friday right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Okay, we're back in, rocking and rolling into the action from the break. Hottest show in the streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith. Touchdown Alabama Magazine. My man Eli Walker in the production studio. And in the phone segment right here, the call segment. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be heard on the show, 205-448-1358. We pick up this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, Steve, this is Danny again from Tuscaloosa, man.
What's going on?
Hey, I just want to say another thing. Okay. A lot of Bama fans also been talking about Jalen Milroe, right? Do you remember when Blake Barnett was starting for USC when we played against them? Everybody was saying, like, you know, he's supposed to be the guy and everything. Then look what happened. He was turning the ball over, was scared to throw the ball, was scared to do anything. Then they put Jalen Hurts in, and we went to the national championship, even though we didn't win it. Everybody's saying put Ty in, you know, he's going to be better than Jalen Milroe and all that. Okay, let's say that happened. Then what if we play Texas or somebody and he starts struggling really bad? Then Jalen Milroe comes in and saves us. Then how would they feel then?
It would be a repeat of Jalen Hurts. It would be a repeat of Jalen Hurts.
I mean, everybody keeps doubting players and, you know, coaches and stuff. I'm looking like, man, like, and plus Jalen Milroe, that was his first time starting. Anybody would have been scared first time starting, especially if you're a freshman. But he did show up against the Arkansas game. Like, it could have put Ty in, and we probably would have lost that game. You don't know how Ty would have acted.
I mean, true. I mean, Jalen Milroe went out there against Arkansas, had the big 77-yard run, made big plays there, made plays against A&M also. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does growth-wise in the passing game. I appreciate Danny for that call there. We take this when you're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. You're live on the show, caller. Well, unfortunately, we lost that call right there, 205-448-1358. Number to call in here, 205-448-1358. As you guys continue to get your thoughts in here on the show, we go to our next call topic, which, what is that next call topic? Let's see here. Oh yeah. Nate Oates. That's the guy right there. Nate Oates. Bama men's basketball. Smoking right now. 19-3. And University of Alabama Board of Trustees, AD Greg Byrne, they backed up the Brinks truck for Nate Oates today. Contract. 6-year deal worth $30 million. $5 million guaranteed for Nate Oates. He got that money. I'm just saying, Nate Oates, just drop me $100, man. I don't ask for much. I'm just joking. Or am I? Nate Oates got paid, though, y'all. He got paid. So, with this happening, how soon will the new men's basketball arena be here? He's been talking about that for a minute, Eli. I mean, Greg Byrne gave him the money. So, when is the arena coming? I mean, Bama men's basketball, 19-3. You got folks saying that this team should be a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Saying. So, kudos to Nate Oates. Got the big contract, 6 years, $30 million, $5 million guaranteed right there. We're going to take our final break here, folks. When we get back, the fun discussion. What makes this year's A-Day so pivotal? So important for U.S. fans to come out and watch your Tide this April. We'll wrap up loose ends by discussing, foreshadowing the importance of this A-Day after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Giving you nothing but Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you guys in here. Continue to tap that like button one time. Give us that thumbs up. Raise those like levels up on the show. Make this your place to talk Crimson Tide football. All donations welcome and appreciated. That daily Super Chat go $100. Daily Super Chat go $100 right there. But the discussion of the evening, why this A-Day, this year's A-Day, so important, so pivotal, critical for Alabama fans to come out, support this team, see what you have in terms of next season. A lot of times, A-Day is a formality, right? It's a show. This time, it means a little bit more than that. And the reason why, 2 years, you didn't win a national championship. So you want to come out there to see the hunger of the players, right? Who's hungry? Who want it? Who's ready to ball and get us back to the college football playoff and win it all? Another reason why it's critical, you got 2 new coordinators. You got a new offensive coordinator. You're going to have a new DC. What's their style like? What's their philosophy? What's their play calling system? Are they motivators? Can they recruit? Do their styles work? Right? You US fans, you kind of want to see that. pivotal. Crucial, right? You want to see that. Third reason why this A-Day is important. For the first time in a while, we got a quarterback battle, y'all. Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, we got a quarterback battle. Which quarterback can command the team better? Which guy is the team more so behind? Guy gives the team the best chance to win. A quarterback battle. Another reason why to check out this A-Day game, the wide receivers. The growth at that position. And last year you had guys dropping passes. This year you're like, at the guys, develop them hands. Now we know Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond, Kendrick, they got hands. I ain't worried about that. Ja'Cory Brooks does too, yes. But yeah, some receivers. Developing tight ends. Another reason. Hey, Cameron Latu gone. Let's see Amari Nightblack. DJ Dupree, the transfer from Maryland. Let's see him. These tight ends going. Offensive line, can we have some absolute maulers pushing people down, pancake blocking on the offensive line? Defensively, can we just see guys with their hair on fire ready to just kill everything that moves? I mean, just put to death everything that moves? Can we just see that on defense? I mean, that's it. I mean, that just sums up defensively. Kill everything moving. To use Drake's name as an acronym the way he used it, do we have a defense that does right and kills everything? The Drake acronym there? Hopefully Drake don't try to get us for that. He got money. He'll be all right. Anyway, I think that's the reason why we're so pumped up for A-Day. Just want to see this team look like Bama. Look like Bama, play like Bama, coach like Bama. That's all I want to see. This A-Day is crucial. A-Day in the past, normally a formality, a show. Now, there's a lot to look forward to this spring. And we here at TDA, we're going to give you all the content needed to hold you over, have you think, have you ask your questions to us. But looking forward to spring ball when it gets not to be excited about for A. But as always, people, you want the best in news, notes, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. Now, you download the app from the iPhone App Store, Rocket Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered there. The good and gracious Lord C. Spit out, try to be back on Monday, continuing the conversation. Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, you click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description. Gotta shout out John Reggie with that $9.99 and the super chats. Appreciate John Reggie right there. Gotta shout out you guys, the incredible fans of Bama football, all the donations, the super chats, the likes, the comments, phone calls, interacting with your show here. I show some love to my man Eli Walker in the production studio, doing this thing here with me on the weekend, Friday evening. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands, children. You guys continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored there. Be sure to get yourself now those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening to In My Own Words.